Some drill rappers just rap about it, others really live it. Today we're breaking down rappers who didn't just catch ops in their lyrics, they caught bodies in real life. From shootings in Times Square to get back hits that shook entire cities, these stories show how quick the line between rap and real life can get crossed. This is drill rappers who caught bodies. King Vaughn. King Vaughn wasn't just rapping about bodies, he was really out there catching them. Starting from the south side of Chicago, Vaughn allegedly stacked up over 7 bodies before even blowing up in rap. Vaughn allegedly caught Modell McCambry lacking. Modell and his cousin were on their way to see a girl around 9:30 p.m. when Vaughn allegedly ran up and opened fire. Modell and his cousin was seriously wounded. Modell was only 17 years old when he died. Just 2 weeks later, Vaughn allegedly caught another body. On October 29, 2012, Derek Johnson, better known as P5, was shot outside his home on South Eberhart Avenue. Vaughn was linked to the shooting, but never charged. One of Vaughn's most notorious alleged female, Jakira Barnes, also known as K.I., had a reputation as one of the most dangerous female shooters from STL. Vaughn and K.Y. had a weird relationship, sometimes flirting online, but in real life, they were enemies. On April 11, 2014, K.I. was shot multiple times and gunned down on 64th and Eberhart. Rumors on the street say Vaughn was the one who caught her, although nobody was ever charged. Another situation almost cost Vaughn his freedom for life. On May 29, 2014, Vaughn and his homie, Big Mike, allegedly slid on a house party in Englewood after spotting ops. In the shooting, a man named Malcolm Stuckey and 2 others were injured. Vaughn was arrested and charged with an attempt, but beat the case after Big Mike took a plea deal. Vaughn ended up sitting for over 3 years before walking out free. Even after he moved to Atlanta, bodies kept following Vaughn. He was rumored to be involved in the 2019 murder of Tariq LaVaughn in Atlanta after a fight broke out at an apartment complex. Tariq was found shot in the parking lot, and another victim was left in critical condition. No charges were filed against Vaughn, but the rumors added to his already dangerous name. King Vaughn wasn't just a drill rapper, he was a real product of O Block, with alleged bodies tied to Dale Fisher, Modell, P5, K.I., Malcolm Stuckey, and possibly more. The stories, the lyrics, and the street rumors all painted the same picture. Vaughn was active before the fame, during the fame, and might have stayed active if he hadn't been gunned down in Atlanta in 2020. His body count was never officially confirmed, but in the streets, the legend of King Vaughn only gets bigger. CTS Lil Wick. CTS Lil Wick was only 18 years old when he caught his first body, and the whole thing was caught on surveillance. On August 26, 2022, Wick was riding through the south side of St. Louis on a motorcycle when he spotted his target. Around 2:15 p.m., surveillance cameras captured Wick and a man in a white Jeep riding side by side. In the footage, Wick pulled ahead of the Jeep, stretched his left arm behind him while still riding, and started busting shots without even looking back. One of those shots hit 42-year-old Joseph Shaw straight in the forehead, instantly. After firing, Wick lost control of his bike and crashed. But instead of sticking around, he hopped up and ran from the scene while Joseph's Jeep spun off the road and wrecked out. Witnesses said they heard about 30 shots ring out that afternoon. It was clear this wasn't a random shooting. This was a hit carried out in broad daylight, with no fear of cameras or witnesses. The police didn't take long to put it together. They tracked the motorcycle back to CTS Lil Wick using surveillance footage, ownership records, and even his own cell phone data, which placed him right at the crime scene. On October 11, 2022, just weeks after Lil Wick was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and armed criminal action. At the time of his arrest, Lil Wick had already been seen in a viral YouTube video uploaded by Tommy G called "Visiting the Most Dangerous City in America," where he was posted up in the trenches flashing guns with other neighborhood kids. That video had racked up over 1.6 million views, putting a spotlight on the raw reality of St. Louis street life, and unknowingly catching future headlines in the making. Lil Wick pulled off with precision even while flying down the street on a motorcycle, and he beat both of the charges. Baby Drill. Coming up on the west side of Atlanta, Baby Drill jumped off the porch early. Even though he finished high school and tried to go legit by enrolling in welding school, the streets pulled him right back in. By 15, he had already caught an armed robbery charge and got sent to boot camp. But it didn't change nothing. After getting out, Baby Drill started rapping seriously around 2021, and it didn't take long for him to link with heavy hitters like Young Nudy, 21 Savage. But just as his music career was taking off, Baby Drill caught a case that almost sent him away for life. On April 8, 2022, around 2:15 p.m., shots rang out near 12th Street and Crescent Avenue in Midtown Atlanta. When police pulled up, they found a man named Grady Scott slumped inside a Range Rover from gunshot wounds. Witnesses said it sounded like a robbery gone wrong. Midtown wasn't a place where gang hits usually went down, and when the details came out, police believed the shooter was inside the car with Grady when it happened. A few weeks later, Baby Drill was arrested.
What's up? Lamar. All right, turn around. Turn around.
Why you taking up on it? What's going on? You ain't gonna say nothing?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Hold up.
Come on, come on, no, come on, come on. No, you're not touching nothing on it. You're not touching nothing on it. I'll be back with you in a minute.
Hello, what are you getting locked up for?
I'll tell you in a minute.
What his phone is? Give me his phone.
He's not getting the phone. Nope.
You got his phone in your hand.
I don't care. You're not getting that.
Hey, let me give him my phone. My keys.
Negative. Negative. I'll give you all that. Let me do my investigation. You need to back up. Let me do my investigation, and I'll be done. If he wants to get, let him give you shit. Sit down. Well, y'all getting up in my face, so y'all need to back up. Sit down.
You know what's going on now?
Nah, it's a warrant on me. A warrant on my wrist. I just heard him.
Yeah, there is a warrant. So
Okay,
y'all need to back up off.
What you getting arrested for? What you getting arrested for?
Without my lawyer.
He's got a warrant for homicide. That's what.
At first, fans thought he was being charged for another body, Hard Body Daffy, an affiliate of the Goodfellas mob. After Daffy's death, a leaked snippet showed Baby Drill rapping, "Caught you lacking like I'm bugs, chillin' with them real thugs. I'm still showing real love." But reports later confirmed Baby Drill wasn't tied to Daffy's hit. Instead, the charges were linked to the Grady Scott case. It looked bad for Baby Drill. One of the witnesses in the Range Rover was cooperating with police, and the streets thought it was over for him. But in a wild twist, Baby Drill beat the case. The charges got dropped, and he was back outside. On his track Kanan, Baby Drill flexed about it, rapping, "I shot my blam when I caught a body, caught some more." He let it be known he was still standing after walking away from a charge most rappers never bounce back from. Rumors kept flying though. Some fans started connecting Baby Drill to another high-profile, the death of Lil Marlo. Marlo was one of Lil Baby's best friends and came up hustling in the Bone Homes projects. In July 2020, Marlo was found in his whip after it got sprayed with over 100 rounds on Interstate 285. In the months after Marlo's death, Baby Drill dropped bars that made fans raise eyebrows. On Dun San with Young Nudy, he rapped, "I dropped the biggest op at 17, hinting that he allegedly caught a major body early. Nothing has been confirmed, but fans believe Baby Drill might have had a hand in it, especially with the politics between Goodfellas mob, PFK, and PTE crews getting messy. Street rumors said beef over a baby mama, street politics, and cliques falling apart might have played a role in Marlo's murder. Despite all the bodies in the street politics, Baby Drill kept climbing in the industry. He caught 21 Savage's attention, linked up with FOE members, and kept dissing ops in his music. Even as drama flared between NBA YoungBoy affiliates and FOE members, Baby Drill stayed tapped in, posting YoungBoy's music and trying to expand his reach. After beating a murder case and surviving serious street beef, Baby Drill's future in the rap game looks bright. But with how deep he's still tied to the streets, it's a question if he can stay out the way and focus on music, or if history is going to repeat itself. Nas EBK. Nas EBK blew up fast in the Bronx drill scene, but while he was gaining buzz in the booth, the streets were catching up to him. But right in the middle of Times Square, Nas started rapping in 2021. At first, most fans thought he was just a loudmouth sending disses online, but behind the scenes, Nas was really stepping. In February 2023, he was booked on Second Degree after allegedly killing a man named Idrissa Sibi in broad daylight.
as you can imagine, just off Times Square and Broadway, just around the corner. We're here on 8th Avenue between West 43rd and West 44th Street. And the police telling us tonight that a 22-year-old man was shot and later died at the hospital right on the corner of West 44th and 8th Avenue. Now, here's what we know happened. It's still a crime scene, as you can see, and we took these pictures just a few hours ago. Detectives still out here investigating, trying to figure out exactly what happened. All we know is about 5:30 this evening, that 22-year-old man was coming around the corner from West 44th to 8th Avenue, and that's when he was shot right in front of the Shake Shack. He managed to run almost an entire block to West 43rd Street, where he collapsed, and that's when, right in front of a deli, that's when the deli owner called 911 and police responded, then taking him to Mount Sinai West Hospital, where doctors later pronounced him dead.
Reports say Nas and Sibby got into it on 44th and 8th Avenue. During the argument, Nas allegedly pulled out and shot Sibby in the chest. Sibby tried to run but collapsed a few feet away. The whole thing went down in one of the most heavily surveilled areas in the world. Rumors say Sibby was tied to the YGs, which would explain the tension. Nas had been beefing with YGs and OGs heavy after linking up with Sevside and DOA. Nas wasn't just sending shots online. His beef with Raw G's ran deep. They used to know each other back in school, but after Raw allegedly clowned the death of a Sevside member, Nas never let it go. Even after Raw G's was getting into an Uber, Nas kept dissing him heavy. He even spit on Raw's girlfriend when she ran up on him outside court, showing that the hate was real and personal. Nas later said, 2 days before he died, he told me, "I'ma kill you when I see you." That's why I kept going rah-rah crazy. Nas wasn't planning on being a rapper at first. It took his homie Set Dod Trend convincing him to hop in the booth to make him take music seriously. Once he started, he went all in with the disrespect. After Bunny in the Box, Nas dropped more tracks dissing the city, including Rah Rah, where he said, "And no, I can't go out like Rah Rah. 2 shots hit him. You know he went bye-bye." He kept the pressure up, even throwing shots at Sha EK and D-Thang's friend Delilah, rapping, "Delilah got shot. That's a new Bunny in a box." The crazy part is, Nas used to be cool with some of the OY and OG guys he now disses. But once he picked a side, there was no turning back. Even with labels offering big bags, including a rumored $700,000 deal, Nas chose the streets. In an interview, he said he moved smart with drivers and security, but it clearly wasn't enough. Now, instead of building his rap career, he's fighting for his life in court, with drill rappers like K-Flock already facing RICOs and more indictments rumored to be coming. The Bronx drill scene is losing its hottest talent way too fast. Nas EBK says he's innocent, but facing a second-degree murder charge in one of the most recorded areas in America, his story might be another example of a drill rapper who got caught up chasing both the booth and the body count. Lil Jeff. Bloodhound Lil Jeff built one of the deadliest resumes in drill before he died, stacking bodies across Chicago and Milwaukee with no fear of consequences. His first known hit was Trap City Leal. On June 25, 2023, Leal was caught in a rideshare car in Little Italy. As he got into the back seat, a shooter approached and fired through the window before fleeing. Leal was rushed to the hospital, but shortly after. Lil Jeff didn't waste time mocking the hit. In his song Stretched, he rapped, "He looked up like he saw a ghost," matching witness descriptions. Police radios mentioned finding rifle shell casings, tying back to Jeff's King Draco nickname for always sliding with a rifle. Next came Lil Pooh. In April 2023, Lil Pooh, a Flipside affiliate, was shot and killed outside his home in Sauk Village. After his death, Jeff dropped music dissing him directly. On In Your Home, Jeff rapped, "Say you smoking on Z, get filled up with chrome." Lil Pooh dissed Z, now Lil Pooh gone. It was clear, if you disrespected Bloodhound losses, you were getting touched. Then came one of the most publicized hits of Jeff's career, the double hit of Monty and Lil Rob. On January 26, 2024, during lunch break outside Innovations High School, 2 masked shooters hopped out of SUVs and opened fire on Monty and Rob, killing them on the spot. Just days before, Monty and Rob had robbed Jeff for his jewelry and flexed it on FaceTime, laughing. Jeff responded in his track, rapping, "They did what they did, so they had to pay the consequence." And "We hopped out with 4 poles, 2 got hit." The streets immediately knew who was behind it. The last and most haunting body tied to Jeff came after his death. In February 2024, Jeff allegedly shot TMC Slide in traffic. forcing Slide's car to crash into a brick wall. Slide survived but stayed on life support for almost a year. Throughout 2024, Jeff continued mocking him on Instagram Live, posting messages like 11th hat pending. In December 2024, TMC Slide was officially pronounced dead, giving Lil Jeff his 11th confirmed body, even though Jeff had already been dead for 6 months. Lil Jeff didn't just rap about sliding, he lived it. If he were alive today, he'd be facing multiple murder charges and enough time to never touch the streets again. His legacy in drill isn't built off rumors. It's built off real bodies, real hits, and real bloodshed. If you like this video, click on a video on either side to watch a video similar to this one.